After being betrayed, he became the #1 strongest ninja and slayed his whole clan. Our story begins with two brave twins, Isama and Isuke, running away from a group of ninjas. Isama blocks incoming blades with his weapon, but gets injured in the process. He insists that his brother should leave him behind and save his own life, but Isuke won't have any of it. He stands bravely beside his brother without any fear. Soon, the ninjas catch up and surround them. The ninjas start ordering the brothers to honor their clan's code, asking for one to give up on his life. They belong to the Fuma clan, a secret ninja tribe with some cruel and strict rules. They believe in the nonsense that giving birth to twins is a curse, as they will somehow bring destruction to the clan. As a result, every time twins are born, the parents have to, basically, flip a coin to choose which of the babies will survive. Which also doesn't make any sense, because the clan devotes their lives to the resurrection of Orochi, the giant demon snake that resurrects every 300 years and fails on destroying the world. Without hesitation, they decided to sacrifice themselves so that the other could live. Luckily, their parents arrived just in time. Their father was brave enough to fight for his kids and took down the enemy with his sharp blade, while their mother instructed them to flee away from the scene. Isuke carried his brother and managed to escape. On their way, one of the ninjas springs a daring ambush on Isuke. Isuke tries to fight back with his dagger, but he barely completed the ninja training tutorial and ends up without his dagger. Isuke's life was in danger, but Isama bravely rushed forward to shield him. But the ninja was too strong and knocked them both out. The ninja approaches them to give the final slash, but gets to say hello to the kid's parents' little friend. Aisharu held his two children close, feeling a deep pride and joy in his heart. Isuke's tears of relief were a reminder of how strong their bond was, and how they had risked their lives for each other. Aisharu thanked them for their courage and reminded them that their love for each other was the most important thing. He reassured them that he had taken care of the ninja sent to kill them, and that their secret was safe. With a proud smile, Aisharu told his two boys that they should never forget their bond and always keep their love for each other. After this incident, the family declares that Isama is dead as per clan rules, making the whole clan fools with their lies. Isuke's heart aches for his friend Nanao, who had to take the unthinkable step of killing her own mother to fulfill a cruel and heartless ceremony. The emptiness in Nanao's eyes after the ceremony was too much for Isuke to bear, and he hopes no other child will ever have to experience such a devastating moment. As the day comes to an end, Isuke visits his brother Isama and thanks him for the weapons he has made to support him all this time. Isuke then tries to open up, expressing his deep-seated hate for the ceremony. But Isama is the complete opposite of his brother. Isama looks up to the Fuma clan ninjas and disregards Isuke's feelings, telling him that as a ninja, it is his duty to face the ceremony. The next day, Isuke joined his father, Aisharu, on a daring mission to lure out the assassins who were out to end the clan chief's life. Aisharu disguised himself as the chief and hid inside a wagon, with Isuke acting as his bodyguard. On their way, a huge explosion erupted and blocked their path, causing chaos and fear among the group. Suddenly, an assassin with a mask ambushed Isuke and struck him with his sword. With quick thinking, Isuke blocked the attack with his dagger and tried to capture the assassin, but failed in his attempt. The assassin moved quickly, rushing towards the wagon with the hopes of taking out the chief. But his plans were foiled when Aisharu emerged instead. Shocked, the assassin tried to make a run for it, but was captured in an instant. Everyone is surprised when they take off the assassin mask and find out that their fellow comrade is the assassin. This makes the clan chief so angry that he demands Aisharu to kill the ninja for his act of treason. But Isuke soon discovers the truth from his father. The ninja traitor wanted to avenge his son who was forced to die in a ceremony. They both then give the man a proper burial and pay him respect despite his treason. Aisharu then made Isuke realize that the goal of becoming the best ninja of the Fuma clan was something he was born with. Just like any other Fuma clan member, Isuke had to consider what he truly wanted, and this made him think for himself for the first time. At night, when Isuke visits Isama, he discovers Isama had raised his hand on their mother. He confronts Isama in rage. Isama explains that he had become so frustrated when their mother forbade him from making weapons. Isuke is appalled and scolds Isama for hurting their mother for such a petty reason. He laments his life, feeling that it is worse than that of any animal, and confesses to his brother Isuke that he is envious of him, of his ability to become a ninja of the Fuma clan. He is determined to meet his end. Isuke desperately tries to talk him out. He lends Isama a shoulder to cry on, a reminder that he is not alone. The next day, Isuke was filled with despair. He thought of his brother Isama, who had reached the point of considering taking his own life. Due to being isolated, Isuke was unable to think of any way to end his brother's misery. He's even more devastated to learn that his friend Nanao has been brutally killed by her own sister in a cruel rite of passage ceremony. The darkness of this tragedy overwhelms Isuk, leaving him feeling hopeless and lost. Each passing moment brings yet another wave of sorrow, until finally the dreaded moment arrives. Isuk must carry out the rite of passage ceremony, and his target is his own father. The news strikes Isuk with a pain that is numbing, and all hope of a bright future is shattered. Isuk wandered the night, plagued by his thoughts. He could not bring himself to take his father's life, no matter how hard he tried. He visits Isama in a state of distress, shocking him with the burden of his inner turmoil. Isuk confesses that his friend's recent death due to the ceremony has made him question if he could ever bring himself to kill someone he loves. Isama's blood boils when he sees Isuk taking his duty as a ninja for granted. He scolds Isuk for lacking the commitment and dedication it takes to become a true ninja. Isama sternly tells Isuk to get his act together, and without any hesitation replies that even if his target had been him, he would have taken his life to fulfill his duty. Their conversation gets interrupted by a sound of chaos. Isuk rushed outside to investigate and was shocked to find out that an intruder had invaded the clan and was causing a huge stir with his explosions. Isuk dashes to find the chief and protect him from an intruder wearing a mask. Isuk's quick reflexes save the chief from a deadly attack, just in time. The intruder tries to escape, but Isuk is determined to catch him. Isuk swings his sword, narrowly missing the intruder as he dodges out of the way. The intruder then sets off explosives and creates a wall of fire, blocking Isuk's path. But Isuk fearlessly continues to chase, and the chase leads them to the edge of a riverbank. The two stood ready for battle, taking a fighting stance. Isuk charged forward with his dagger, but to his surprise, instead of fighting back, the enemy accepted his fate and embraced Isuk in his final moments. Isuk's nightmare turns into a chilling realization as he pulls off the enemy mask and sees his father beneath it. His heart sinks and tears stream down his face as he frantically tries to save his father from bleeding. Isuk's heart was filled with sorrow and despair. Tears streamed down his face, and he screamed out in anguish, knowing that his father had deceived him to fulfill the ceremony. His father had known that his son would never turn against him, even if the world was coming to an end. With his last words, he asked Isuk to take care of the family after his death. He follows his father's last wishes and brings his body back to the clan, proving the ceremony has been completed. Yet as per tradition, he must complete the final stage. He must be dry-aged inside a locked box for 7 days and nights without food or water. In this dark and lonely place, the only thing that mattered to him was the guilt of killing his father, which he felt pierce his heart like 1,000 blades. After enduring these torturous days, Isuk's hair turned a ghostly white, signifying his transformation into a full-fledged ninja of the Fuma clan. When Isuk is set free, his mother doesn't show him any warmth or kindness. She doesn't look at him or even smiles. But Isuk isn't fazed. He knows his father wanted him to make something of himself, and he's determined to make that dream come true. Isuk then goes to meet his brother. Isama apologized for speaking harshly the last time he had come for advice, not understanding the struggles that Isuk was facing. Isuk forgave his brother, and promised to make Isami's dream of becoming a Fuma clan ninja a reality, no matter the cost. As a special symbol of his promise, Isuk gave Isama the mask their father was wearing during his final moments. Isuk may have grown accustomed to life without his father, but the overwhelming grief of his loss never fades away. He's determined to bring change to his clan, and take on the heavy responsibilities that come with it. So, when Isuk attends a meeting with the other ninjas, he bravely requests that the chief abandon the dangerous rite of passage ceremony. But the chief refuses to listen, insisting that the rituals must continue to train strong elite ninjas. When Isuk saw how seriously the chief regarded rituals, he knew he had to do something to bring an end to them. He decided to take on the role of chief himself, and his friends were right there to support him. But then the unthinkable happened. But all of a sudden, Isuk heard terrible news. The chief had discovered his brother's existence, and was going to punish his family for the treason. Isuk immediately set off to save his family. Upon arriving at the scene, Isuk's heart sank when he saw his mother, already subjected to tremendous torture. He could hardly believe he had broken the promise he made to his father and failed to protect his mother. Isami was determined to save his burning mother from falling off the cliff, but as he reached for her hand, he started to catch fire himself. Despite his mother begging him to let go, Isami refused to listen and kept trying to save her. Isuk was scared to death seeing Isami risking his life to save their mother, so Isuk quickly makes the hardest decision of his life and bravely cut off his mother's hand. Isuk knew that it was the only way to keep his brother safe. Isuk anxiously put out the burning flames on Isama's arm with his bare hands. The chief then coldly ordered Isuk to get rid of his brother. But before he could do as he was told, Isuk's friends arrived, bravely standing up for him. The chief did not give them any chance to plead for mercy, and with one swift motion of his blade, he mercilessly slit their throats without any hesitation. Isuk was filled with rage, questioning the chief authority and pointing out that he should not use his power to oppress the weaker ones. The chief responded mockingly, revealing that he had no care for the clan or the resurrection of Master Orochi. Isuk's eyes opened wide when he realized that the chief had been training strong ninjas all along to use as his pawns. Isuk was determined to be the clan's new leader, and he charged bravely forward to face the chief. He thrust his dagger towards the chief, but the chief blocked his attacks with his sword. The chief ordered his ninjas to protect him from Isuk, but Isuk refused to back down. All the chief's subordinates gather around Isuk and attack him all at once. Isuk, with his agile and fierce sword moves, takes down the enemies effortlessly one by one and defeats all them single-handedly. His friends soon joined the fight, and together they defeated all the chief's minions. Isuk focused his attention on the chief and charged forward with his dagger. But the chief was too fast, dodging his attack and pushing him back. Isuk used all his moves to try and knock down the chief, but unfortunately, he was kicked and made to fall. Not to be deterred by this setback, Isama leapt in and stabbed the chief from behind. Isuk then made his last move, thrusting his dagger into the chief to take his life, ending years of suffering and misery. Their bond and teamwork was undeniable, and they ultimately ended the years of suffering and misery. After the epic battle, Isuk and Isama were declared the new chiefs of the clan. Watch this next video. See you on the next one.